If your income dropped by 50% tomorrow, how long could your business survive before you started making decisions out of fear rather than from a strategy? If you don't know the answer, that's the problem we're dealing with in this video. Why profit today needs to protect tomorrow. Here's the problem with a good month in business. You start believing you've got a good business. They're not necessarily the same thing. You have £40,000 come into the bank and suddenly you're thinking about employing someone, buying equipment, taking more money, or increasing your overheads. But here's the question I'd ask. If your income dropped by 50% tomorrow, how long could your business survive without you panicking? 1 month, 3 months, 6 months? Because the strength of a business isn't measured purely by how much it makes when things are going well. It's also measured by how long it can survive when things aren't. I'm going to give you 7 things here to check so that your business is safe. Number 1, profit isn't cash. One of the biggest and dangerous mistakes business owners make is confusing turnover, profit and cash. The 3 things are completely different. You have a fantastic turnover and make bugger all profit. And you can show a profit on paper but still have a cash flow problem. So there are 2 questions every business owner needs to answer. Are we profitable? And have we actually got enough cash? Because ultimately, profit tells you whether the business model works. Cash determines whether you survive long enough to find out. Number 2, make hay while the sun shines. Business isn't linear. There will be good months, there will be crap months. Customers disappear, projects get delayed, markets change, equipment breaks, economic conditions change. The mistake is allowing your cost base to rise to match your best months. You have 3 brilliant months and suddenly you've got another employee, another vehicle, another software subscription and a bigger office. Then revenue returns to normal, but the costs don't. So I use a very simple principle. Profit, protect, prepare. Profit. When demand is strong, maximise genuine profit rather than chasing turnover for the sake of looking busy. Protect. Don't automatically spend the additional profit or increase your permanent overheads. Prepare. Move some of that money away from the operating business and build financial resilience. Or put it another way, don't eat everything you harvest in the summer and then wonder why you're hungry in winter. Number 3, know your survival number. Here's an exercise every business owner should do. Work out your essential monthly overhead. Not everything you currently spend. What does the business genuinely need to pay every month to continue operating? Staff, premises, utilities, insurance, finance, essential software, professional costs, anything you genuinely cannot quickly remove. Let's say that number is 15 grand a month. Now multiply that by 6. 15 times 6 equals 90k. That's your 6-month survival number. And I'd actually write this somewhere visible. My business survival number is whatever that is for you. Because I need some money put aside. It isn't a financial strategy. £90,000 is a target. Number 4, create the rainy day account. Don't leave that £90,000 sitting in your everyday operating account. Put it somewhere separate. I'd suggest thinking in terms of 3 pots. Operating account, money required to run today's businesses. Tax account, money you've collected but which ultimately belongs to HMRC anyway. Rainy day account, money specifically reserved to protect tomorrow's business. And here's the psychological reason for separating it. Money you continually see starts feeling available. If there's 150k sitting in the normal bank account, you'll start thinking, yeah, we're doing all right here. And before long, expenditure starts creeping up. So psychologically, redefine that rainy day money. It isn't spare money, it's already got a job. Its job is survival. Number 5, build a cash flow forecast. Now we connect the reserve to cash flow planning. I want business owners looking forward, not simply looking backwards at their accounts. Create a rolling 12-month cash flow forecast. For each month, estimate cash coming in versus cash going out. Include everything you know is coming. VAT, corporation tax, PAYE, wages, rent, loan repayments, insurance, subscriptions, supplier payments. Then don't just forecast the happy version. Stress test it. Ask, what happens if revenue drops 20%? What happens at 30%? What happens at 50%? That's when your forecast becomes a decision-making tool rather than another spreadsheet that nobody looks at. Number 6, the psychology of cash. And here's where this moves from finance into psychology. Lack of cash changes behaviour. When owners become financially frightened, rational long-term thinking disappears. Suddenly, we'll take that job. We'll knock 20% off. We'll accept those payment terms. We'll work with that client. We desperately need the sale. You're no longer choosing, you're reacting. And that's why I describe cash reserves differently. Cash buys thinking time. If you've got 6 months essential overhead protected, losing a customer is still a problem, but it isn't necessarily a crisis or terminal. And there's an enormous psychological difference between those two. Number 7, don't worship the 6-month number. Here's where I challenge conventional advice. 6 months isn't automatically the right answer. It's a sensible starting point, but imagine 2 businesses. Business A has a contracted recurring monthly income, low overheads and hundreds of customers. Business B has 5 massive customers, high fixed cost and project-based revenue. Should they have exactly the same cash reserve today? Or the same cash reserve policy? No, of course not. Your reserve should reflect your risk exposure. The more volatile your revenue, the greater your customer concentration, the higher your fixed overhead, the longer your sales cycle, the larger your safety margin may need to be. So don't blindly follow the rule. Understand why the rule exists. Number 8, here's a test for you. Answer these questions. What are my essential monthly overheads? How many months could my business currently survive if income collapsed? What is my 6-month survival number? How much do I currently have genuinely ring-fenced against it? What percentage of future profit will I commit to building that reserve? And then one final question. If your biggest customer disappeared tomorrow morning, would you make your next decision from strategy or fear? That answer will tell you an awful lot about your financial resilience of your business. And the overall takeaway from all of this, make hay while the sun shines, but don't mistake sunshine for permanent good weather. Make the profit, plan the cash, protect the reserve, know your survival number, because the objective isn't simply to build business that makes money, it's to build a business that's difficult to kill.